Hi, it's Ariana, and today I'll be showing you how to make popcorn on the cob. Now you may not think this is possible, but I will show you how to do it. First of all, you'll need a corn that looks like this. This corn, you can find it at a market. They sell it in this time of year. With your fingers, you're also going to want to rip out the stuff that's over here, so it'll just be easier. You will also need a paper bag, which you probably have at home. Now, you're going to take the bag right here, and you're going to put the corn inside here, and you are going to fold it. Now you're going to want to take your folded bag at the top with the corn inside. You're going to want to put it in the microwave. Now on your microwave, there should be a setting over there that says popcorn, so you're going to want to click that. And then click start. So I'll just leave it here and you'll start hearing it popping soon. And if your microwave doesn't have a popcorn setting, put it on about 2 minutes, and if it isn't enough, you can change it. Might need to put it in for some more time because this piece of corn seems to be taking a little bit longer. Okay, so we need some more time because it's still popping. So you're gonna open it, shut it. Now you're gonna put it, let's say, for another minute. And you can always stop it if it's getting too much pop, because you don't want it to be overcooked, the popcorn, or then it will just be burnt. So you see it now. It's hard to see it because it's getting foggy in there. It's popping. See that? It's like exploding here. Now it's getting really foggy now, so you can barely see the bag, but I think I'm gonna take it, turn it down pretty soon, or I'll just let it go for the minute. When it beeps, you're gonna want to, the timer will go off and you should take it out. So inside here is your popcorn on the cob, but it's really hot now, so you're gonna want to let it cool off. So it has more popcorn here other than the one that's on the cob. But I will get back to you in a second. I'm going to put this in a bowl. So it's gonna make a lot of popcorn and extra popcorn that isn't on the cob. So mine made 2 bowls right here. So you can eat that, and I'd recommend that you add some salt. Right here, it's not on focus, but yeah, add some salt because corn doesn't come with salt with it, or you can add butter or like whatever in the world you want to add. And the final result are popcorn on the cob here. Here it is. Here's our popcorn on the cob. So that's how you do it, and that's how you make popcorn on the cob.
Hi, I'm Danny Brower, Wired to Fish TV, and flipping and pitching are great ways to fish heavy cover and get big fish out of that heavy cover, but you got to have the proper equipment and the proper technique, or you're just going to struggle with it. And I recommend getting a rod at least 7 foot long, preferably about 7.5 foot long. It gives you the leverage to really get those fish out of the cover. Of course, I've got my signature Ardent F700 reel. It's designed for flipping and pitching. That's what I've got on. And I use heavy line. I never go below 20-pound test. Some people like to drop down to 17 or 15 in clear water, but I really think you're defeating the purpose. I think you need a strong line to get them out of the cover. And the technique, if you've never done it before, have the bait about even with the reel. And this is the pitching technique. And just grab the back of the bait and hang on to it. Don't let go of it. And as you raise the rod up, you let go of the bait. Just let it come out of your hand, just like that. And the upward motion of the rod will propel the lure out there. Now, the faster you bring the rod up, the further you're going to be able to get it. So if you really wind up like that, you can get it a long way, and you can get it up underneath boat docks and willow trees and next to stumps, wherever you think that fish may be laying. The pitching technique I use a lot, especially in clear water, because I don't want to get too close to those fish and spook them. So I'm staying back and using this. And always about that distance of line, about even with the reel, is about the perfect amount of line to have. I'm left-handed, so it's in my left hand. You're right-handed, so you're going to probably have your handles up like that as you make the presentation. Now the flip itself, when you get real close, say matted grass, dirty water, get the handful of line, lure even with the reel, and just an underhand swing of the rod, and as you're swinging the bait forward, you're letting the line in this hand slide through your fingers, and you're getting the hand right back to the reel. You engage the reel, and now you got a piece of line that is ideal to work close to fish with. You need to learn to keep your boat a certain distance from the cover, or you're going to end up with too much line or not enough line. It's going to be real awkward. So once you figure out what your wingspan is and you got that bait even with the reel again, then you got to keep your boat the same distance from the cover, so that when you make this little flip into the cover, you're not too close or too far away. Now you can let it sink and you're ready to set the hook. Both techniques together will allow you to get that lure in the places where the biggest bass in the lake live. Shallow water, heavy cover.
EJ from EJ Dorian BMX Clinics, and today I'm going to teach you how to get a gate. First thing what you're going to do is you're going to roll in forward, make sure you're nice and straight. I usually line up in the center groove. Then you're going to set your pedals. You want to set your pedals level to this back bar. Whichever pedal you put forward, your back pedal needs to be level with this bar. So about like that. I use my right foot forward. So about right here. Are you going to get up and balance? Once the cadence starts, you're going to go ahead and stand up. All right, you want your wrists rolled up forward. You want your front leg almost straight with just a little bit of bend in it. You want to be up almost as tall as you can. You want your feet flat. You do not want your front foot like this. All right, and then you're going to go when you hear the first beep or the red light. They go at the exact same time. Once you hear the first beep or go in the red light, you're going to go ahead and begin to start pedaling out. Once you begin to pedal, you throw your whole body weight forward, leaning with your shoulders first, and you try to touch your hips to the handlebars. As you're doing that, you pedal out nice and smooth in one continuous motion, and that's how you get a gate. Some other tips and tricks include being consistent every time. Every time you get on the gate, you want to make sure you're doing the same thing. That way you get the same gate every time. Also, when you stand up, you always want to keep a little bit of pressure on that front foot. And then as you pedal, you want to be sure to pedal strong, but don't just mash down on the pedal. Make sure it comes out nice and smooth. Some minor adjustments are okay. For example, pedal position can be a couple clicks above the bar, a couple clicks below. You just have to find out what works for you.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate. Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate. Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hello and welcome to a tutorial on how to bump start or roll start a motorcycle. The bike we're going to use is a 1982 Honda CM250C. Bump starting or roll starting is a way to get the engine of your bike going when you have a dead battery or a dying battery, or if your starter doesn't work. Step number one, you're going to need a place to get the bike rolling, so choose an area that's away from traffic or pedestrians. In this case, I'm just going to use my driveway. Next, turn your ignition on. Turn your kill switch to run. The next thing we're going to do is put the bike in second gear. If this is a cold start, you'd be best off with full choke. Next, pull in your clutch. Start the bike rolling, hop on the pegs, let the clutch out, and let the bike sputter to life, then pull the clutch back in very quickly. Pull your choke out as usual. Pull in your clutch. Start the bike rolling. Hop on the pegs. Let the clutch out in a smooth, quick motion. As the bike sputters to life, pull the clutch back in.
Right, I'm going to try and show you quickly how to make a self-watering container, which is a very water efficient way of watering plants. So here we have a big storage container, which I was very lucky to find by the bins. I was looking for one of this sort of size with a lid of a darkish colour, and I didn't find one, but then I found one in the bins near where I live, so that was very lucky. And how you do it, so we've got a big container here, I've got a few bricks in there, and essentially here's the lid of the container, which I've cut 2 holes in order to accommodate these 2 plastic colanders. You could use anything with holes in, but these seem to work well. The lid has been cut down to fit nicely inside the container as opposed to going on top of it. On the right here I've got a tube, which is an old tube I got out of some rubbish. Now that's where you'll pour the water to top the water up, which will sit in the reservoir at the bottom. It's got a dishcloth at the top and bottom. The one at the bottom is to stop it getting clogged with soil and what have you that might fall down into the reservoir. The one at the top is to stop insects, mosquitoes, etc. going down. So just remove that to fill it up with the watering can when ready. Cut that off. Place colanders inside the holes. Now what we'll do is we'll fill these up with any old normal soil, tightly packed soil. We'll wet that down. Then we'll fill the rest of the container up with nice compost to feed the plants. We've got some tomato plants here and one little butternut squash. They should have all been planted out really by now, but I was waiting to create this container. So all we've used to make this is one large storage container, which I got for free, luckily, but you can buy them for a few quid anyway. A couple of colanders. I actually purchased the one on the right for £1.50. That's an old one my mum doesn't use anymore. Got the pipe out of the rubbish. I brought these, they're about £1 for a 6, so I've got a few of them spare. Now I washed out the container with a bit of soap and water first, and then wiped it with a bit of hydrogen peroxide, which disinfects it. So if there was any bad diseases or in there, soil diseases, that they should be killed now. I wiped that down with a cloth, washed it out with soap and water and that scrubby thing, measured the inside with the tape measure, and I cut the holes and the lid down to size using my penknife and a pair of scissors. Probably not ideal, but that's what I had at hand. So there you have it. And there's the compost I'm going to put inside. Some cheap stuff I got from my local authority. That was £2 for 40 kilos. 40 litres rather, and some more expensive stuff, £6 for 60 litres, which is especially for growing vegetables. So that's how you make a self-watering container.